Whoa, 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 whoa. We have you. Shake them natties, please. In appreciation. The IT has worked.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry it took so long.
No, but
What's up?
you're here. Oh,
I'm
gosh.
here. I've been having some problems locating you guys.
Okay, but you found us
But
now,
it's all
right?
over. We're ready to go.
Okay, I love your locks.
Thank you. Thank you very
They're
much.
beautiful.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, so I'm going to refer to you as the general, right?
Anything you want to refer to me as, refer to me as.
So for
I'm in a good mood.
I'm glad you're in a good mood, and I'm hoping that you're going to share those vibes with us this afternoon. So anyone that
Yeah,
has just
let's
tuned
go.
in, we have live and direct from Barbados, the General Edwin Yearwood, lead singer, maverick of Krosfyah. And my first question for you is, why Krosfyah? What does that mean?
Crossfire. The cross is is this. The cross is basically to represent all of the islands. You know, the cross influences that we've had all over. Our intention was to have that. So
Right.
that's what the cross and the fire is without saying we hot.
Be
So that's what the
hot.
crossfire from.
Be
Yeah.
hot. Okay. So that's quite a strong name, right? And I do want to talk to you a little bit about your musical journey, but I don't know you personally. We've met once, but I don't know you personally, but there's something about when you sing and how you perform kind of tells me that you're a very conscious man, right?
But I am what?
A very conscious man. So you're
Yeah, I am.
you're socially aware, and so my second question to you is, because obviously we're all experienced this unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. How are things in Barbados at the moment?
Um, we're starting to get back to some level of normalcy, but it's a long way to go. We all in Barbados agree that we put safety first and the lives of people's lives first and foremost. Work comes second. You know, if you survive, you can find work
Right.
when it's all over. So
Okay.
we are slowly coming out. We're still under curfew, but we're slowly coming out.
Okay. So this must be a particularly difficult time for you because you travel the world, right? So one of your main streams of income is performing live to your fans. So
Yeah.
how is this lockdown? How are you coping with that? Because you're not able to go to Grantley Adams Airport and hop on a plane. How are you coping with the whole restrictions?
It has been difficult from obviously it's your work. You basically if essentially I am unemployed at this point in time.
Wow.
My job is singing, and singing, sharing with people is a part of my job. You know, sharing the message, sharing the vibe, you know, pushing it out there. That's part of my job, the part that I love mostly. So being grounded is very, very difficult. It's difficult on the mind, it's difficult on the pocket,
Right.
it's difficult on the spirit, everything. But again, as I said, you know, I'm not the only person without a job. I do
Right.
believe that the that the entertainment industry will be the last to recover.
Wow.
But all of us going through.
Yeah. So you're a singer-songwriter, musician, composer, right? Are you feeling any kind of inspiration because we're going through this whole COVID-19 pandemic? Is it inspiring you to write new music? Is it? Do you?
You know, things come.
Right.
Inspiration is always there for me. Every day of life is a different vibe. Even in these times with the pandemic and everything that's going on, there's still some times where I smiled. There's still times where I looked at people being happy, you know,
Right.
because they found that space, you know, they found that space to make sure they still smile. So, yes, this has brought something more to the table,
Right.
but everyday life, how I choose to live,
Right.
it's not necessarily any different. Besides the fact that it's a pandemic and people's lives are still at stake,
Right.
but otherwise, all of the conspiracy theories that I had in my head, all of the consciousness that I had in my head about social issues and stuff like that. The same shit.
Okay. And obviously, we're in a time now where, and I'm sure you're seeing all the news reports that we're seeing, right? And I'm not necessarily going to talk about, you know, a specific person, i.e., George Floyd, because it's kind of it's reignited, I think, a consciousness in a lot of people, and not just Black African people, but a lot of people all over the world. Do you feel that now we're shifting into being more understanding of Black lives? How do you feel about what's going on?
I'm not going to be fooled by that shit.
Really?
I think that I think this is a different generation, a different time, and we will go a step further.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen this too often.
Right.
I've seen where Black Lives Mattered for 2 weeks, for 2 years.
Right.
And then it didn't matter anymore. And it's not anything to do with white people.
No.
It's us. It's us, you know?
Right.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter until the feeling of that intensity of the emotion right now dwindles. And then it doesn't matter enough. Let me say enough. It doesn't matter enough anymore. That's fundamentally what is wrong with us today. We live the moment, full stop. But the cause, I pray to God that it continues. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that it continues. I will do my part, and I'm sure many people that I know will do our parts, because it's happening in America doesn't mean that it isn't a worldwide issue.
Absolutely.
It is a worldwide issue.
Absolutely.
So we have to play our part and be supportive. Our biggest challenge is being together, period.
Right.
As Black people. You know, when we find that glue,
right,
we're gonna be a force to be reckoned with, trust me.
So basically, right, the onus is on us to unify, right?
That's correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not waiting on any Black man. What I'm saying is at the end, I'm not waiting on any white man. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, unfortunately, George died.
Right.
But if George hadn't died, we would not have recognized that our brother in England, in the US, in Canada, in Barbados, wherever, that they were really our brothers. We weren't doing that. And this is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that we need to be this conscious always. We need to respect and understand that Black is Black. Black matters like any other color on this earth, and continue to push and continue to represent each other. You know, I've always advocated that one of the ways to get rid of you can't stamp out racism. No. But you can brush aside racism by the power of people, the power of Black people.
Right.
By simply supporting Black, period. You know, I'm sure there are 2 or 3 Chinese stores that's selling food on a particular area that you just have to walk a little bit further to that person that's selling food that is Black.
Absolutely.
Just go there.
Yeah.
Just go there. You know, and I think that we underestimate our economic might as a people. And when we start to do things like that, we will recognize then that these people need us.
Right.
Everybody needs each other, but they will recognize that these people that they need us. I was watching something the other day where a gentleman had a store in America, and he didn't realize he started calling the N-word and saying that, you know, that Black people, it's all lives matter. And 2 weeks, the guys, Black people stopped going to the store, and he eventually folded. He crumbled. And in 2 weeks, he folded because he was in a Black neighborhood.
Right.
It shows the level of how he really thinks. He sees you as ants.
Right.
You know, I could trample you when I feel like, you know. So this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I believe, and this is again a conspiracy theory, nobody has to go with me. I believe that people like Bob Marley were shut up. People shut them up for a reason, you know. So what we have to do now with everything that George been through and died for is continue this march, because as I said, had not for George, I couldn't come to England and just show my brethren. You know, my brother didn't
Right.
want to hear me. My brother was still going to say, "No, wait, man, and chill out." You
Right.
know, so I need all of us to continue on this level, and we will be fine. Real
Right.
talk.
And I'm praying for the same thing, right? Because as you said, the whole hashtag for Black Lives Matter kind of ignited 4 or 5 years ago. Then it kind of, I'm not saying it died a death,
Fade it out.
but it
It
went a bit
faded out.
quiet, right? It went a bit quiet.
Yeah.
And now it's resurged again, and we just need to keep the momentum going. Absolutely. Right? The last time I saw you perform live was at Leeds Carnival about 3 years ago.
I
And
remember that.
right. And you were on that stage, and there were literally thousands of people,
Wow.
right? Just completely mesmerized by you. And I'm not going to
Let's also remember that
right.
there were. Let's also remember that there were black,
I was going to
brown,
say,
pink, white.
right. There
There were
was people of
millions of people.
yeah,
Millions of
it
people.
was I've still got photographs from that day. It was a beautiful sight. And you know what? I don't think all of those people necessarily knew who you were, or were
No, all of them didn't.
right, or were Soca fans, but I think you convinced them that day. Do you miss performing live right now?
Of course, you miss it. I miss it for two reasons. I love performing, and it's my job.
Right.
It's my job.
Right.
Big up to everybody who's logging on. Respect.
Yeah,
I can see some
absolutely.
people logging on and shouting out. I think that at the end of the day, you know, we all need. Sometimes it takes some serious things to humble us all.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the world needed that humility. I don't
Yeah.
think that people needed to die. I don't think that this COVID-19 is anything nice. I am one of the people who thinks that it's something man-made. But
Right.
hey,
Right.
we won't start that now. But I'm saying all that to say at the end of the day, all of us have no choice but to hold it down. Enough
Yeah.
respect to all those frontline workers
Yeah.
who've been out there and facing this thing head on to save many lives and to keep us safe all over the world. Big respect to them. So it's not just entertainers. It's not just me feeling this pinch. There are a lot of people who can't follow their fashion, who can't pursue their passion. Sorry. Because of this, everybody's stuck home.
Right.
There's some people working but not working what they want to do. So at the end of the day, we all need to get through it. We gotta be very, very careful not to let the frustration spill over,
Okay.
and it goes for naught.
So you're not able to perform live at the moment. You're missing that, right? What do you think of and for want of a better word, the whole clash scenario that we've got now? So a few weeks ago, we had Beanie Man and Bounty Killer clashing, inverted commas, on Instagram Live. Is that something that you would consider, seeing as we can't pay our money to come and see you?
I don't know. I am not against it at all.
Right.
I think it's healthy. I think it's great fun if you take it in the right way.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if I personally want to do that.
Right.
I am preparing right now, trying to get things together. We were going to be doing an Edwin the concert this year, but unfortunately we can't do that. So I'm looking at the alternatives of trying to do it online. I think that for me, the genre of soca music has suffered for so long,
Right.
being stomped on by everybody else, that I wouldn't say that I wouldn't clash,
Right.
but I would say that I'm about promoting soca music first and foremost. Soca music, the vibe of soca music, the vibe of a black West Indian culture, because this is me. I'm always straightforward. There are those who are black that, as long as you're from the Caribbean, see you as blacker.
Right. That's true.
See you as beneath them. So I see my fight as more than just clashes. I see my fight as always trying to raise the level, always trying to push soca music out there.
Right.
But I see nothing wrong with clashing. Me personally, I don't know if I would do it. I mean, I'm not telling you I would never do it.
Right. It's
right
not.
now,
It's not
on my mind.
something that's on your mind. So, would you call yourself an ambassador of soca music?
Say that again.
Would you call yourself an ambassador for soca music?
I'd call myself simply somebody who believes in soca music, believes
Right.
it's a big spirit,
Yeah.
and will always continue to support and advocate for it.
Right.
Ambassador, I leave that to to people. I don't really
Okay.
put myself in those categories. I put the music full stop.
I love a humble man, you know, and that was a very humble answer.
I can be at times.
It's a great, great quality.
I can be at
So,
times.
lyrical content. So we're talking about you are for the advancement of soca music. Obviously, with all genres, not just soca music. Genres are evolving at the moment. They're changing. Some for the better, some for the worse. How are you? How do you see soca music now? Are you excited by how it's changing? Are you excited by this new wave of newer artists that are kind of presenting it in a different way? How do you feel about that?
I think it's fantastic. I think that the future looks bright. I think that what I've always dreamt about for soca music is still potentially going to happen. I see that we have not moved away from the carnival vibe, not moved away from walk up and all that,
Right.
because that is necessary. That's part of our culture.
Look, it
But
is, yeah.
we have now incorporated a little bit more love, a little bit more thought, a little bit more support for each other, a little bit more consciousness. I found a lot of younger artists have started to put in their works. You know, I've been advocating that for a long time. I've been saying that there are some reasons why soca music has not gone to the extra level. And one of the reasons is that we continue to see it as seasonal only, you know, and we
Okay.
write 20 songs seasonal, you know. It's like Edwin Yearwood says, walk up. And the second song by Edwin Yearwood says, walk up on her. And the third song says, no, you walk up on me. And the fourth song says, well, let me just break down and walk up together, you know. So all of we doing the same thing
Right.
over and over. So I find that some people are giving thanks, giving praise, showing love, respecting each other, respecting the music, the genre, and that's a fantastic thing to be happening for soca music. So I applaud everybody who continues to be positive.
You are so positive, you know.
I can be sometimes.
No,
Can
you're very positive, because I wasn't expecting you to answer it like that, right? So I hold my hands up and I'm applauding you, because, you know, you're encouraging the younger artists that are up and coming. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Respect.
And I'm really hoping that, because, you know, I'm a music person, right? I'm not a musician, but I support
Right.
musicians. And I know it's a particularly difficult time for you guys. And I'm just hoping that this whole lockdown thing comes to an end, so you guys can just do what you do best, performing for people, right?
Yeah.
I'm going back to the Leeds Carnival scenario 3 years ago. How does it make you feel when you've got all those people that you've literally got them in the palm of your hand, right? How does that as a musician make you feel when you see the joy that you bring to the crowd?
That is a blessing. That is a blessing to be able to, and I'll add to it, to be able to go to countries like Colombia, Germany, Santo Domingo, places that don't speak your language,
Right.
countries that don't speak your language, and be able to perform and bring everybody together is a blessing.
Right.
You know, I think that I'm very humble and honored, honestly, to be able to have the gift that I have to spread love, to spread joy, and sometimes to be as conscious as possible to remind people what they need to remember, and myself as well. So it is a blessing. I'm just still living the moment as far as I'm concerned. I'm living the moment. It is a passion of mine from the time I knew how to walk. I was humming, I'm told. So it was always a passion. I never sought to be a star or to be a big star out there. I've never went after that. I went
Right.
after being able to share with not just Barbados, but with every possible being that will hear what I have to say. You know, so
and you've absolutely
that's all I'm about. And I've been living that dream for a very long time, and long may it continue.
and you've absolutely fulfilled that, right? You've absolutely
Thank you.
fulfilled that. I DJ, right? And I remember when I first started DJing, I was at an event and people were crying for soca music. And I had no clue what tune to play. This is a true story, by the way. And a DJ colleague of mine called Beanie Don, right? He whispered in my ear and he said, the go-to tune to get any party started is Pump Me Up. That's a true story, right? And I played it and it was the same reaction that I saw at Leeds Carnival. The people loved it. And this event, there was black people, white people, brown people. There was all kind of different people right here in Luton. And from that day, whenever I start to do a soca set, I always play Pump Me Up. So that's not a question. That's just something that I wanted to tell you.
I appreciate that. You know, the funny thing is that I've heard so many DJs say that. I actually had to rethink, as I did. I said to somebody in a previous interview, I had to rethink how I had to find a way to be able to communicate or to express myself after somebody comes to you. Like, I was on a cruise and I can't count them, but so many DJs who were on the cruise came up to me and it was almost as if they wrote something on a paper that they were going to say this thing. Right. Everybody said the same exact thing you just said.
Really?
You know, they said basically, they said, we really appreciate what you've done. They will have different ways of saying it, but at the end, I could feel the appreciation, and it's only then, after all these years, believe it or not, it's only then that I felt as if I had actually made a contribution. I sat down and I said, "You, listen, boy, you really did something. You did something.
You've made a massive contribution, not just to soca music, right?
But sometimes you don't. Yes, you are aware of certain things, but sometimes you don't really sit down and think about it to the point where you say, I really did something.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So give thanks that I can do that. Give thanks that hopefully I can continue to do that for another umpteen years,
That's right.
Real talk.
That's right.
I don't believe in that age has anything to do with music. So when I'm in my old age, like the people like Lord Kitchener and Shadow and those guys, wow, I'll still probably be doing this hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah. Are there any genres that you want to cover? Any genres of music that you'd love to perform apart from soca music?
Yeah, soca music. That is it right there.
Is that it? So that is
freaking it. Listen,
that's fair enough.
I believe that I have a feel for R&B,
right?
But I don't feel to record R&B.
Okay.
For years people have been telling me, Edwin, man, you need to drop an R&B album. Freak that, I believe I've been a part of this journey. For me has been an education, and I've lived long enough and traveled long enough to see that my beliefs were correct. I performed on New Orleans Jazz Festival, performed in front of Kirk Franklin, and when we came off, he was not pleased. I performed in front Maxi Priest in LA, and when we came off, he was not pleased. I'm saying that to say not that soca music is the best, but I believe it has a spirit, as David Rudder says, a living vibration rooted deep within my Caribbean belly. It is a bit more than people take it for.
Right.
It's a lot more than people take it for. I'm not just one of the people that happen to do soca music. I live and breathe this shit.
Wow.
It is me. That's who I am. If I have to write a conscious song, I don't have to put a reggae stroke to it.
That's true.
That's I put this soca to it. If I want to tell my girlfriend I love her, I don't need to find R&B. I can tell her in soca music I love her. I can tell her in soca music I want some of that. I don't care. I can find a way to tell her it's all about soca music. It's all about. That's me. I am pretty real when it comes to these things.
I can see that.
I'm pretty straightforward when it comes to these things. If bitches listen, if I want to you, I can tell you in soca music. I tell you, it's soca music. That's what you want to do. And if I want to hug you and tell you I feel your pain, I can do it in soca music as well. You know, that's how I say it. I'm
Right.
not selling out. And then no disrespect to any artist out there. Everybody has their way.
Right.
But I'm not selling out what I can say to you and go and put it in another genre because I feel it can come over better.
Right.
If that, I going all the way with soca music. If you don't want to recognize it as soca music, because obviously you can't have the same aggressive to tell somebody you love them, then you something wrong with you.
Right.
You know? But at the same time, you can have that soca element, you can have those soca vibes and sell us as a people, as a Caribbean people.
Right.
That's how I see it.
I'm speechless, you know. It has been such an honour and an education, actually, talking to you. I want to big up General Yearwood, for real. I want to big up Paul for making this happen. I'm praying for Barbados and the whole of the region, all the islands, right? Because I know you guys. The death toll has been minimal, but rest in peace to all who have died. But I pray that it's just dead in the region, and that you artists get to earn some corn and get back on the planes.
I pray that it subsides and disappears all over the world.
Yeah,
all over the world, because we need each other. Because
absolutely,
as I said in another interview, you know, we survive off of tourism, and you don't want that. You clean up your backyard and then people come and lay down on your beach and give it right back.
Right. Of course,
you know,
of course.
You don't want that. So
No.
I pray everything happens the right way. I pray the economies around the world start to pick up again.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that, you imagine there were people who couldn't eat and COVID-19 hit. Imagine what happened to them.
Right.
You know, they couldn't eat before COVID-19 and COVID-19 happened. So it's a really difficult thing to really sit and think about, you know, and then straight like that, you know, our boy Big George was killed. So it's a trying time for the world, but it's also a time to find the positivity in it.
Right.
I will always be there, one way or the other, trying to support Big George.
Right.
I believe that the mentality has to be togetherness. I always say to people, you know, there's this mentality of saying big island and small island in the Caribbean. Big island, we're a bigger island, we're a smaller island.
Right.
And the way that I see that as I'm writing in a song is that you are a bigger small island.
Right.
You are not. Nobody considers you outside of the Caribbean will consider you just math.
Right.
You're just bigger than my island, but you're still a small island. So we need each other. And that's how I see it.
Begging you.
Yeah,
I'm
please,
begging you to sing us out with a oh gosh, miss. I'm begging you to sing us out with a oh gosh.
Sing a song now?
Yes, please. I'm putting you on the spot.
To sing a song?
Yeah. Sing us out.
I'm a drifting stranger in the land of the not so free, where there's never care for a weary soul in a reckless society, where a poor man can't have equality or his offspring a bright morrow, and the fight takes toll on the tired bones, leaving almost nowhere to go. You want more?
You can sing all day. Salute to you, sir. Salute. Remain safe.
Thank you.
Remain inspired. Remain strong. Thank you for your time. Because I know it's early.
Thank you. I want to shout out all the Bajans, all the Antiguans.
Yes.
I see a lot of people on here. Vinci massive, Luton massive, Tortola, St. Martin. I have to remember this island because I consider it one of the most beautiful islands in the world. Where's the island right off of St. Martin again? Anguilla? Yeah.
Oh, I've never been there.
Anguilla, Montserrat. Love all of y'all. Barbados, my people, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, everybody. Thank you for logging on.
No,
thank you for the support.
Thank you so much.
Grenada. So many, I can't call everybody. Respect everybody.
Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're praying for continued performances, new stuff, old stuff. We're just praying for you and the entire band. Yeah. So
Thank you very much. We're working on some stuff right now.
Brilliant.
Should be ready soon.
Brilliant. And we look forward to that. Yeah.
Thank you.
But thank you, sir. Well, sorry. Thank you,
sir.
General. Yeah. Thank you.
Respect.
Respect.